Hey everybody, welcome back to Hardworking Man. I'm Rachel, and today we're gonna have a little different of a video for you. We get asked all the time about the equipment that we use to produce our YouTube videos, so we're just gonna detail it out for you. We'll let you know things that we're very happy we spent our money on and the things that we wish we had just not even bothered with. So if you're interested in what equipment we use for your own use or just because you like hearing stuff like that, stick around and we'll let you know everything. The very first thing that we used when we started making our videos was simply an iPhone. Most of you have one of these and you can record anything you want to on YouTube just using your iPhone. There's a lot of very big accounts out there who only ever use an iPhone. They do all their editing on the phone, they shoot all their video on the phone, so you don't need to have a lot of fancy equipment. You really can just use your phone. But there are a couple drawbacks that you might not think about. Number one, the sound. You have to be pretty close to your phone in order for it to pick up the good sound unless you're using an external microphone. Number two, your battery life. This, I don't know about you, but my phone drains the battery just watching videos or doing anything. So shooting video, it drains your battery, and then you have to have an external battery pack on there at all times to combat that. Or you'll have to just stop production to recharge your phone because you cannot take this battery out to charge and swap batteries. So another limitation to your phone, what do you do when you get a phone call in the middle of filming? It's gonna stop your filming. So there's a lot of things that just aren't great about using your phone, but it is good to know that you don't have to go spend thousands of dollars to produce good quality videos, because it can be done. So after we quit using our iPhone, we upgraded to what most everybody upgrades to on YouTube, which is why we chose it. So we bought the GoPro Hero 10. It had great reviews, and it's what we thought would be awesome to use on our channel. And it was for a bit until we realized it just didn't record sound randomly, or the video was lost, we couldn't upload it. It just had to be uploaded very differently. It created a lot of problems. One of the biggest is in order to work your GoPro with an external mic, you need to buy this. It's a media mod. So the media mod goes over top of your camera and it lets you plug in external microphones and be able to use it that way. This has been our biggest problem, we think. We think this is the issue with the audio. So it got to be such a pain that we sought out a different solution. So one of the great advantages to going to a GoPro versus your phone is there's a changeable battery. So you can always swap it out, because being outside in the cold and the heat, it just drains your battery fast when you're filming. So you have the ability to change your battery. But with this media mod, you have to take the entire thing off, and it's not easy in order to swap your battery. So it was kind of irritating when you're out there trying to film and having to mess with all of this. So you have to unscrew this from your mount. There's just a lot of steps. It's not super nice and easy. But the GoPro does have these different attachments. So, I mean, if you hook it onto here, you can just clip it onto wherever you're working and it will film for you. So, I mean, there are great advantages to it. It's so durable, especially in this line of filming. There's a lot of dirt going around. I mean, if it falls because of the tripod getting knocked over because a log hit it, this isn't gonna be easily broken, not like the fancier equipment is. So durability is huge. It's very small and portable, and you know, we really did like it. There was just too many things that just made it more of an annoyance to us while filming than positive. So looking back, we wish we just would have never even went through to this step with the GoPro. We spent a good amount of money getting all the attachments, getting the media mod, buying extra things just to make it be a great production, and it just did not work out. We've talked to a lot of other channels that have these GoPros, and they're running into all the same issues. So it wasn't just us, it wasn't user error, but just take it with a grain of salt, however you want to view it. This was our experience. What we ended up on is what you're currently watching this video on. It's the Sony ZV-1. It is highly recommended on YouTube. A lot of vloggers use this because it's really good for inside poor lighting conditions. So that's what we shoot our podcast on. It's what we do. I mean, outside, it's not great lighting a lot of times. We're shooting later in the evening when the sun is setting, but it still has great picture quality. It has so many great features that we really do love it. We can't say enough good things about it. There's the zoom in and out, so I can zoom in on something Heath is doing, like if he's cutting up a log with a chainsaw, and I don't have to be super close and get in the way of danger. So I can zoom in quite a ways and you get that nice close-up filming. It has a flip out screen so that we can watch what's going on and know what the camera's recording without having to look behind, so you can see it very easily, which is a great feature. We use that all the time. Also, the battery, super easy to change in and out, and we can just hook our external mods right to the outside. There's no media mod, and it just all around is great. So we also purchased these extra batteries. So one of my biggest tips is to buy extra batteries for your camera. Whatever one you end up with, extra batteries are key. We probably change our battery out 2 or 3 times every time we're outside filming. And if we had to go in and charge it, we would never get anything done. So these batteries come with a standalone charger. You can put them all in, just plug it into your outlet port, and it will just charge them all for you. So you don't have to have it in the camera to be charging, which is a great feature. One of the things with having just a handheld camera is shaking or having this stability when you're filming, and we bought this to help aid in that. So it's not quite a gimbal, which would make it super easy, but it's the closest thing that we have to it. So it's exclusive to the Sony. It screws right in here, it mounts, and then you have all your controls on the back side, so I can like push it with my hand. And also it opens up to a neat little tripod. You can set it on something if you need to. So we really do. This is super useful. I highly recommend purchasing one of these along with the ZV-1 if you're going to go that route. So this can also be used as a remote, so it doesn't have to be screwed into the camera. You can have your camera on a tripod, say if you're going to take family pictures, and then you can just sit and have everybody situated, look on your screen that flipped out so you know what everyone looks like, and then just push the button and it will take the picture remotely, which is really awesome. So another camera that we added to our equipment is this Insta360. It can shoot 360 degrees. So if you hold it out, it's capturing everything around you. So you don't have to be super, super precise. I don't have to point it at what I'm filming. I can just hold it out. We have a few different mounts. This one is magnetic. You can just stick it on to anything that's metal if that's where you're working and that's what you want to record. Here's another mount that just screws on. Heath has hooked this onto his chainsaw handle and filmed him bucking up logs, and it is nice and clean footage. It doesn't shake like that. It is amazing. Like, this thing is super fun. It can shoot in any format that you want, including 9:16, so it's great for making shorts. A lot of times you have to use your phone to make the short to film in that vertical 9:16 ratio, but this will do it for you. It has a second battery that comes with it, so you don't have to worry about that also. And you can plug in your external mics to it and it will run just like our Sony does. So it comes standard with a 3-foot long pole. You can get it up to 9 feet long. And when you're filming, it will not show this pole. It acts as if it's not even there, which is really cool. Change the battery, you just simply pop this out, and this one can just pop right in. It's way easier than the GoPro for changing batteries. One of the reasons why we liked this is it lets you get the footage that a normal camera isn't going to give you. And when you have that 9 foot, it can be almost like it's a drone footage without having to deal with the FAA regulations or any of that concern. So another form of video that you can add to your channel to make it more interesting, we've seen a lot of people start doing this, is drone footage. This is the Veeniix V11. It's very easy to operate. As you can see, you just hook your phone on here to the controls, and then your phone will show on its screen what the drone is seeing, so you know what's happening. It has a second battery, so you just pop this out, put this one in, has a nice little carrying case. So one thing to know about drones is if it is over 0.55 pounds, it has to be registered with the FAA. There's two different ways you can register your drone with the FAA, either as a recreational drone or a commercial drone. Now, when you go to register it, you have to know exactly where you're going to be using this for because you cannot change it later. So if you think you're just going to fly it for fun and then decide later that you want to put the film on your YouTube channel, which would be considered commercial because there is a chance to profit off from that video, you can't make that change. So you need to know what you're going to do when you first do it. So once it's registered as recreational, it will always be registered as recreational. If your drone happens to be under 0.55 pounds, you can just fly it recreationally. And then if you decide that you want to start putting that footage into your YouTube videos, you have to go get the FAA 107 certification. And that enables you to be able to put the videos in and to be able to receive monetary compensation without them fining you. A lot of people might think it's okay to go ahead and use this footage without getting the certification, taking the chance, risking it. I don't recommend that because you can get six-figure fines. I don't want those. I'm sure you don't either. It's just not worth the risk. So do it by the book, get the certification, and that way you don't have to worry about it. One of the things we really like about this particular drone is it's got a great price point. You're not sinking it's not a huge investment, and it has a home button. So if you happen to lose your drone while it's up there flying, you just hit that button and it'll come back to you. It's very easy to fly. It's not hard to figure out how you're going to operate it, and it's super user-friendly. So this drone is one of the larger drones, and it also is why it does well flying in the wind. So the lighter drones, you're going to have a little harder time if it's windy up there, and the heavier one obviously is going to be able to fly easier for you. We think this is a great starter drone. So if you are interested in the drone footage, if you're interested in buying yourself a drone, check out the link in the description. We'll tell you where we got this and how you could get one yourself. We are in process of getting our FAA certification, the 107. Once we get that completed, you'll start to see drone footage on our channel. So stay tuned for that. So another thing that's really important, we feel, to having good quality production video is external microphones. These are the Comica Boom XD. They're digital, wireless. There's a receiver and two microphones that, for if you have multiple people, you just plug it in onto your camera, and they work really well. So you can have it also set in stereo or mono, depending on what you're doing, which we've heard feedback from people that if you're listening on earbuds and you do mono, it only comes in one ear and it frustrates the heck out of them. So we try to always shoot in stereo. Another thing, as far as sound quality goes, if it's windy out there, we have these cute little hats that go right on the mic. And these actually do block the wind, like remarkably well. It will be whipping through there. We think we're gonna have terrible quality of audio, and we watch it back and you can't even tell. So one thing that is a huge pet peeve to Heath is hearing wind noise on people's videos, and a way to avoid that, these mics and one of these things. One other thing that I'm not gonna show you, I'm just gonna tell you, is about tripods. If you're gonna set up your camera, because you're a solo operation, you need to get yourself not just a flimsy little tripod. Put the money in, you're not gonna regret it. Something solid, something thicker, something sturdy. It will definitely benefit you. Ours has a little attachment that screws on the bottom of our camera and just hooks it right in, so you don't have to worry about your camera falling off. I can't say enough good things about having a good quality tripod. And also, if you're gonna do any filming indoors, get a ring light. I have two ring lights shining on me right now, and that's what we do for our podcast. If we're doing a live, the ring lights are relatively cheap and they're worth every penny. They really do a great job of helping your video quality. So speaking of video quality, what do you guys like, you the viewers? Do you like a very well-produced video where it's, you know, high quality, showing more of a cinematic showing more of a cinematic view of what's going on, where there's the mix of close-ups and just a whole general, very well-produced, well-edited video? Or do you like just looking like it's, you know, just raw footage, like reality TV, just shooting what's going on as it's happening? Like, do you have a preference? Or do you just like watching Hardworking Man because you can't resist Heath and Rachel? So let us know in the comments. Let us know if you have any questions about anything. We're always happy to help. We're always happy to answer. This is just all stuff that we have tried out, and this is where we're settled. I'm sure we'll make changes in the future. I'm sure we'll add new things. But for right now, this is where we are, and we're pretty happy with it. So thanks for watching, and have a good day.